Solution Design Module 4. There will be 4 lessons in this particular module. This is the bridge from what the business needs to how Salesforce will deliver it. Gap analysis, mapping requirement to Salesforce features, data model design, and the customization versus configuration decision that quietly makes or breaks every implementation. Get this module right and your project come in on budget. Get it wrong and you will be having uncomfortable conversation with the CFO. Let's look into the gap analysis. The structure comparison between where TechCorp is today and where they need to be after Sales Cloud goes live. By the end of this lesson, you will have a comprehensive gap matrix, effort estimates, quick wins identified, and a 6-month roadmap. The synthesis from Module 2 told you what hurts. Gap analysis tells what to do about it. Gap analysis is 4 things in structured form: current state, how things works today; future state, how they should work; the gap, what specifically must change; and the effort required to close it. The output is a prioritized gap list, effort estimate, identified quick wins, and clarity on which is in V1 versus V2. Without Without a gap analysis, you are guessing at scope. With one, you can defend every V1 decision with evidence in front of the steering committee. Gap comes in 5 flavors: process gap, procedure needs to change; technology gap, a system needs to be added; data gap, information isn't being captured; skills gap, training is required; policy gap, governance is needed. Here's the key insight: most real gaps involve multiple types. Lead routing isn't just a technology gap, it's also a process gap because manual handoffs go away, and a skills gap because rep needs to learn new tools. Tag every gap with all the types that apply. Let's look at the master gap analysis prompt. We feed Claude the current state documentation, the future state vision, our 8 prioritized theme, and the V1 Moscow scope. For each functional area, we want 7 things: current state description, future state description, the specific gap, gap type tag, t-shirt effort estimate, priority level, and a quick win flag. We cover 8 functional areas: lead management, opportunity management, pricing and approval, quote to cash, forecasting, sales coaching, territory management, reporting and analytics. Output is a comprehensive gap matrix table. Let's see this in action. I'll just copy this particular prompt. Let me paste it in Claude. Claude is going to generate a gap analysis. It has identified gaps. It is specifying the critical priority. What all are the quick wins? And then it's going to build the metrics for us. While it is still running, let's stop it for the time being. Let's go back to presentation. And let's look at the sample gap entry for lead management. Look at this gap entry. Current state: marketing dumps lead into a shared Slack channel. STR claims them manually. First come, first serve. No SLA, no fairness rule. Future state: automated routing by territory. account size, and rep availability with SLA tracking and escalation. The gap: no routing automation, no territory data model, no SLA tracking, no fairness measurement, no backup or escalation rule. Gap types: technology, process, data. Effort is large, priority is critical, and this is not a quick win. That's a complete defensible entry. For any gap rated large or extra large, decompose it. The prompt asks Claude to break the gap into smaller work units and estimate each. For each work unit, description: estimated Salesforce work in days across admin, config, custom development, integration, data migration, testing, and training. Skill level needed: junior, mid, senior architect. Risk factor 1 to 5. Dependency on other gaps. Use rough heuristics. Custom field is half a day. Flow is 1 to 3 days. Apex is 3 to 10 days. Integration is 5 to 15 days. Tune it for your team. So let's copy this and see it in action. I'll just send it to Claude. Since we stop gap analysis in between to save the time, it is just going to give me the effort estimate for the analysis that it was able to do. Let's choose pass C in the interest of time. So now it is going to give me the gap rating Excel. This is the size, Excel size, and work unit decomposition, admin, custom dev, what is needed, integration, then product catalog. There is no custom development, it's an admin work. Then it's a data migration because we have to migrate the existing product catalog. Then testing total, what is the skill level needed. So like this, it will give for each and every user story. Let's stop this. Let's go back to presentation. Quick win builds momentum. The prompt defines them precisely. High impact touches daily user pain. Extra small or small effort achievable in 1 to 3 weeks. Minimum dependency, low risk, and most importantly, visibility. Stakeholder notice them immediately. We asked Claude to process 5 quick wins for TechCorp that could deliver in week 1, demonstrate ROI to skeptics, build adoption momentum, don't compromise the architecture, and are politically smart by touching all key areas. Quick wins fund credibility for the bigger work. So let's see this in action. I'll just copy this particular prompt and I'll paste it in Claude. Now it's going to tell me the quick wins. The code is saying there are 5 quick wins identified, which can be done in 18 days. And it is telling me single sign-on and password policy fix can be done easily. And like this, it is going to give me more quick wins. Let's look into the risk-adjusted prioritization prompt. 3 dimensions, each scored 1 to 10. Business value, revenue impact, cost reduction, risk mitigation, strategic alignment, effort. Inverse score, so lower effort means higher score. Risk inverse again, low risk score higher. The composite formula, business value times 2 minus effort minus risk. We re-rank all gaps by composite score, then recommend a V1 cutoff based on the budget and timelines. Output is a final priority table with V1, V2 or out classification. So let's see this in action also. Let's copy this prompt. Since it just has partial data, we did not completed it. It's going to build the risk adjusted prioritization based on whatever data is available to the Claude. So it has just started giving me the confidence metrics, scoring rational. So for each story, it is going to give me a composite score. Let's stop this. Gap resolution roadmap prompt. Take the prioritized gaps and lay them on a 6-month roadmap. Month 1 foundation, data model, security model, quick wins. Month 2 and 3, core process optimization, lead routing, opportunity management, approval workflow. Month 4, sales productivity, forecasting dashboard, coaching tools, reporting. Month 5, optimization and integration, marketing integration, code to cash, performance tuning. Month 6, testing, training, phased rollout, hypercare. For each month, gap IDs, address, key deliverables, dependencies, risk. This is the document that sets pace for the entire delivery. So let's see this in action also. I'll paste this prompt. Claude is going to create a 6-month gap resolution roadmap. Claude is building what is in V1 scope for first month, second to third month, which all gaps are being addressed. Okay, let's stop this and go back. Before you take the gap analysis to a steering committee, validate it with individual stakeholders. The packet has a one-page summary per key stakeholder for Sarah, Marcus, Priya. Each summary shows gap most relevant to their domain, how those gaps impact their KPIs, specific actions they need to validate, and trade-off questions they need to answer. 5 questions per stakeholder that, when answered, lock in V1 scope. These become the agenda for individual validation meetings. By the time you reach the steering committee, scope is already aligned. Let's copy this particular prompt. This is going to create one-page summary for each of the stakeholder. started building for Sarah. So what all gaps in her domain is telling the size also, the effort estimate also, and whether it is critical high or not. Then how each of these gap impact her KPIs. So like this, it will do it for every stakeholder. Gap analysis mistake, there are 7 mistakes. Confusing gaps with solution. We need a custom button is not a gap. It's a guess at a solution. Skipping effort estimation. No quick wins identified. You lose momentum. Ignoring data, skills, and policy gaps. You fix only the visible ones. Not validating with stakeholder before the steering committee. Forgetting the risk dimension. Add one size fits all prioritization that doesn't reflect stakeholder reality. Avoid all 7, and the gap analysis becomes the most cited document in your project. There are 7 action items. Save the master gap analysis prompt. Save the effort estimation, quick wins, prioritization, and roadmap prompts. Run the full gap analysis for TechCorp using the materials provided. And identify 5 quick wins you did execute in week 1. Once you have done this, you will never start a Salesforce project without it again. The thinking it forces is the thinking that separates great PAs from average ones.